Good morning. This is Deepak. I'm still in La Jolla, California, although I'm going to Orange County later today to give a talk on You Are the Universe. And I will leave around 11 o'clock. The talk is from 1 to 3, and there's a book signing, etc. So today's question is from Nasir. And Nasir is asking, Dr. Chopra, can you please very precisely state the real meaning of divinity? Words can never reveal the truth, but as close I can come to a word divinity, please break it easily for us. My utmost regards, Nasir. So Nasir is a member of discoveringyourcosmicself.com, the website where we are having these discussions. I invite you to join these discussions. The URL is discoveringyourcosmicself.com, and we are doing discussions based on this book, You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self, by myself and Menas Kafatos, who's a physicist and cosmologist. Okay, so join us there and also support the book if you can, but we'll continue with these discussions anyway. Okay, so divinity is really a state or quality of being divine. I'll say it again. Divinity is a state or quality of being divine. Being and divine could be the same thing. Okay, so when you are in that state, you are in a state of divinity. But let's try and break this down a little bit, okay? First of all, to define the divine or to define God would be totally, in a sense, a futile task. Because once you define God, then you limit God. And so God, being the infinite being, cannot be limited. This is leading to a very interesting conclusion. And let me start from very basics, okay? So if we look at very basic structures or things in the universe, of course, all material things are finite. This is finite, right? It has a border and it is a material object. So all material things are finite. And here's a little statue of a deity, and this statue is a symbolic representation of a deity, but it is by definition finite. The painting you see behind me is a Tibetan tanka, which I'll show you in great detail, but when you look at it, it's again a symbolic representation of the divine, and it's finite. This book, being a material entity, is finite. Your body, my body, being a material thing, is finite. Finite means it's limited in space and time. Limited in space, it has a volume and density, and it occupies a small portion of space, and it is limited in time because it has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. So everything in the material world is finite. Now let's go to a deeper level, which is based on a very scientific idea. E is equal to mc squared. Matter and energy are the same. So energy and its substrate, information being information, that which gives rise to form. So energy and information are more in the direction of being limitless. And of course, everyone knows the simple physics idea that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So there you are. Energy, which is more subtle than matter, is more infinite, or you shouldn't even say more infinite, is taking us to the understanding that there is a subtle domain which is more powerful than the material domain, and we can't see it, but we can use it, right? So matter and energy can be used. We're using it right now to get across to you through this smartphone, okay? And we can reach anywhere because this energy and information permeates all of space-time, and yet we can't see it. So the subtler realms are more powerful. But then you go to an even deeper level beyond energy and information to the most fundamental reality, which is consciousness or awareness of being or existence, which is the potential for energy and information. And it's totally invisible. It is can't be seen, it can't be touched, it can't be tasted, it can't be smelled, it even can't be imagined because it's totally formless, and yet it is the source of all existence. It's the immeasurable potential for all that was, all that is, all that will ever be, and that is, now we are getting to the source, and that is infinite formless being, without which there would be no form. Okay, so that's now when we can get to the ultimate womb of creation, which is the divine. Divine expresses itself, conceives, constructs, governs, and becomes the entire physical universe, which is you, me, all knowers, all modes of knowing, all objects known, all seers, all modes of seeing, all objects seen, all observers, all modes of observation, all objects observed immeasurably across space and time. That would be divine. That which cannot be seen but makes seeing possible. So now here we should come to the idea of faith versus belief. So belief is a cover-up for insecurity. You don't believe or should not believe in things that can neither be experienced, nor proved, nor understood. So I believe that you shouldn't believe in anything unless you're totally convinced of it through experience, through logic, and through understanding. So what is the difference between faith and belief? Faith is the willingness to step into the unknown. The faith is to, in fact, discard all your beliefs and have the inner conviction that the source of all that exists is the invisible that makes the visible possible. What is that? That's our own awareness. That's our own consciousness, which, of course, is a rivulet in the vast ocean of consciousness, which is formless being. Okay, so faith is the knowing, the conviction, the understanding to step into the unknown. And what is that unknown? The unknown is consciousness, without which there would be no experience. Awareness, without which there would be no experience. And awareness cannot be seen because it's formless, infinite being. Okay? So that is so obvious that it does not even need to be defended. The physical world is finite. The non-physical world of matter, energy, information, or information energy that gives rise to to matter is not finite, unless we want to say that it's always the same. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. But go deeper, and the most invisible realm, even beyond the subtle, is the causal realm, the causal body, the causal realm of existence, which is your own soul and your own spirit, and it's the womb of creation, which we can call the divine. So I hope I have basically conveyed to you what I think would be the best definition of the divine, the immeasurable potential of all that is, all that was, all that will be. And in the last part of this book, the last 3 chapters deal with aspects of this understanding. Before that, of course, we deal with other aspects of how the universe came to be, what was there before the Big Bang, what came before time, why is the universe fine-tuned for life and mind, etc. But now let's go a little interestingly in the realm of science. When people talk about the Big Bang and you ask them, so where did the Big Bang occur? And the best answer that cosmologists will give you, it occurred everywhere. So it was omnipresent. It also created all the energy that is responsible for the expanding universe. So it was omnipotent. It also had all the information that was necessary to create space-time causality, biological organisms, their environments, and the ability to experience the environment. So it was omniscient. Sounds familiar, right? Omnipresent, present in all of space-time, in fact created space-time, omnipotent, all the energy that is required for an expanding universe, omnipotent, and omniscient, all the knowledge, all the information that is necessary for the entire universe. Omniscient. Omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient are very, science is revealing that to us. But remember, science is also an activity in the same infinite being and coming through a human nervous system. So that is divinity. How to live divinity? Well, see the divine in everything that you perceive. See the divine in a tree, observe yourself as the divine, be self-aware, but also realize that the entire universe of experience is a reflection of the divine in you. But if your idea of the divine is limited, then of course you will experience a limited universe. If you think of yourself as a body, then you will see bodies everywhere, limited in space and time. If you think of yourself as energy, you get more to experience the subtle world. But if you think of yourself as pure potentiality, then you'll see and experience the divine everywhere in all moments of time. So the divine is also infinite love, infinite creativity, infinite synchronicity, infinite ever-expanding evolution, infinite goodness, infinite truth, infinite beauty. I've said before, when you see yourself in another person, you will experience truth, and you will also experience goodness and harmony and the evolutionary impulse. To see yourself in another is love, 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 love. To see yourself in an object of perception is beauty. Is beauty. To see yourself in an object of perception is beauty. To see yourself in another person or another being is love. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, to experience beauty and love in every moment of experience, and then you are moving in divinity. Then you become the divine in ecstatic motion. Okay, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Satchitananda, these are different ways of experiencing the divine. So I hope this has answered some of your questions. Aurora Carlson says, love, beauty, unity. Yes, truth, goodness, harmony, evolution, love, and beauty, also called Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Satyam is truth, Shivam is pure potentiality, Sundaram is pure beauty. That's why Tagore, by the way, the book starts with a conversation between Tagore and Tagore said, when I feel beauty, I know it as truth. He didn't say when I see beauty, because you can only see beauty when you feel beauty. You can only see beauty when you feel beauty, when you see yourself in the other, when you see yourself in every object of perception. And the self is not your skin-encapsulated ego. The self is the divine in you. Back to Rumi. You are not just a drop in the ocean, you're the mighty ocean in the drop. Okay, now let me show you this painting in a more interesting way. And before I do that, I'll show you what's outside my bedroom right now. You can see the ocean there and there and there. That's the ocean. But I'm right now giving this podcast from my bedroom, and this is a Tibetan tanka of the Enlightened Buddha, and this is a symbolic representation for the divine in all of us. The deities here are symbolic expressions, but you see some of these deities are pretty frightening because they represent the diabolical tendencies in all of us. And some are beautiful goddesses who represent the divine feminine. And here are the different Buddhas, enlightened beings, and this is the whole cosmos of the divine. And it exists all in us, all in us. Okay, till tomorrow, this is Deepak saying goodbye. Take care.